Hello and welcome back to Miss B's Plan B. It's lovely to see you. I hope that you're well. Today we're going to be getting inspired by nature and doing a fun nature art activity. What I'd like you to do first of all though is we're going to do a little meditation just to get us really appreciating nature, because it's really good for us to connect with nature and just relax. So we're going to do meditation based on the senses. So I want you to think about what are our 5 senses. Have a think. And the way this meditation works is we're going to start with 5, and I want you to go somewhere relaxing and look for 5 things you can see. And as you're breathing, okay, nice and deeply in and out, remembering trying to make the out breath, the exhale longer, I want you to try and think of 5 different things that you can see around you. Then after that, I want you to then do 4 things that you can hear. So really start to tune in to your surroundings. What 4 things can you hear? Then I want you to do 3 things that you can touch. So think about how they feel when you touch them. Make sure it's something safe to touch, but how does it feel? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it hot? Is it cold? Okay, just be careful that it's something safe to touch, but just really tune in as you're taking those deep breaths to how it feels. Then after that, I want you to do 2 things that you can smell. So really breathe in deeply. Okay, remember, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And thinking, what can I smell? Okay, remember, at any point you might want to close your eyes, because that really helps us to tune into those other senses. So once you've done the one for looking, you could close your eyes to really tune into those other senses. And last of all, I want you to think of 1 thing you can taste. Now remember, never just put anything in your mouth from the environment, because it could be dangerous, but just opening your lips as you breathe in. You should, because your sense of smell is sort of linked to your mouth, you should get a sort of taste in your mouth as well as you're breathing deeply. Okay, so that's something you might like to try. Okay, a meditation on your senses. And it's a really useful thing to do just to calm us down and help us to connect with nature and appreciate how amazing it is. What we're going to do today is we're going to focus on some nature art. First of all, I'm going to remind you of an artist who I reckon a lot of you will already know and remember, called Goldsworthy. Have a think, what can you remember about him? You might want to pause the video and just share any information you know. Okay, so I'm going to share some pictures of some of Andy Goldsworthy's work. I hope you enjoy looking at them, and just have a think, how does it make you feel? What do you see? Here we go. So Andy Goldsworthy is a British artist who was born in 1956, and he currently lives in Scotland. He is famous for his land art and sculptures, and like you saw, he basically uses what he finds in nature. So he even uses tools that he finds in nature, so maybe a sharp stone, to make things. And he just gets inspired by whatever he finds surrounding him. So if it's a cold, icy day, he will use ice for his work. If it's an autumnal day, he will use fallen leaves for his work. What we're going to do though today is we're going to use the work of a newish artist called Bullen-Ryner, who is a mum of 2 twin girls who are very young, and she basically used to be a photographer and a painter, but after having the twins she found that going out and doing nature art was just wonderful for her, to help her relax and just feel much better in herself. So I think that shows the power that working in nature can actually have, and that's why I really hope you enjoy this activity. So let's have a look at some of Hannah's work, and I hope you enjoy looking at the beautiful images. Here they are. So hopefully when you looked at those images you were inspired, because I know I was absolutely amazed, and hopefully you recognised some of the things that she was using as well, so things like petals, leaves and other things that she finds in nature. What I'd like you to do today is the next time you go out for your daily exercise, I would like you to have a look around you for things that would be useful to make some birds of your own. So I want you to get inspired by Hannah's work and start thinking about what you could collect to actually make some birds of your own. What would really help when you create your masterpieces is to think back to key features of a bird. So think of a picture of a bird first of all. Okay, think of all the key parts, so things like you've got your beak, your eyes, your wings, your tail, your claws and your legs, okay, 2 legs, and then think about what type of bird would you like it to be. It could be based on a real bird, or it could be just based on the key features of a bird and you create your own bird. You could even think of a name for it. So I'm going to show you first of all some of the things I found when I was out looking for bits, just to give you some ideas. So first of all, I found lots of twigs, and I reckon straight away when you see twigs, what do you think they'd be really useful for? Yeah, you've got it. They'd be really good for the legs and claws. So you might want to look for some twigs whilst you're out. You might also want to look for some leaves, okay? I was lucky, a neighbour was pruning some plants, so I've actually got some evergreen leaves that were chopped off, and I thought these might make really good feathers, okay? I also found some seeds and I thought, wow, they'd snapped off. They actually already look quite like wings, okay, and they've got like a feathery effect. Other things I found whilst out, I got some crab apples, which I thought, oh, actually, they would make really good eyes. Things like conkers, other berries. Now, you must be careful with berries. First of all, we don't want to pick them because they provide a really essential food source for lots of animals, but also please remember that lots of them are poisonous. So unless you're with a grown-up who has spotted one and says it's okay to pick it up, please do take care, and remember during this activity to keep your hands well away from your face and to make sure you wash your hands properly. Also take care picking up objects, as unfortunately when we're out and about it's not always totally clean and you might find some unpleasant things, so please keep an eye out for those. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to show you a few pictures of birds I have made. One of them I made whilst out, and I was really lucky that I was out with my little boy and it was very icy, and we actually managed to crack some ice and we used the ice to make some wings for my bird, because what Hannah does when she creates her pieces is she does them outside in the mud, because she finds the mud is naturally really sticky, so it's really great to use that, which is natural, instead of lots of glue. So you might like to try that. If though you want to bring the pieces back, I've also shown you some examples that I made at home, so you could do that as well. I hope you enjoy that activity. What you might like to do is afterwards, like Andy Goldsworthy does, you might want to photograph your work so that you've got a lasting memory of it before it returns back to nature and is no more. Okay, so that'd be a lovely thing to do. And you might also decide you could repeat this activity at different times during the year, because that's another thing I find absolutely wonderful about nature, how in this country we have the seasons, and it means every single day you're out, okay, you're seeing slightly different things, so you're always having different resources to work with, especially as the seasons change. So I find, you know, if I recreated this in the summer, for example, there'd be a lot more brighter petals to choose from. Remember not to pick wildflowers, but if something was, for example, a weed, so maybe sort of daisies or buttercups in the summertime, then that would be all right. Okay, so I hope you have lots of fun with that activity and that you find it really relaxing and enjoyable too. So enjoy connecting with nature, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care and goodbye.